Let me start the recording. Yeah, Nandish, Sabdar, Shivram, Wahid, Hafiz, anyone? Anyone? The mic is open. So I want to know. No, I don't want to say you idle, first of all. Okay, so to make it interactive, we just want to know what is your designation and experience and why do you want to learn this tool? Dynamo tool. Simple. Okay. So let's be active. Don't stay like that. Okay, don't sit like that. Okay. So who else? Who is next?
Well, well, myself, Shivram here.
Yeah, hi, Shira. Good.
Hi. Myself, Shivram Talkunda. So I'm a manager for the digital plant and process engineering in Creative Synergy Group, Bangalore.
Great.
And I've been working in the BIM field from the past 10 years. So,
Super.
so going through these 10 years of evolution in the BIM, so coming to this API and this Dynamo scripting and all this recent change of upgradation in the BIM, which I would like to know about this programming thing and the API, Revit API thing, which is going on in the recent years. So I was a little bit curious about this update and how far we can exceed using these upgrades in the field. So that is my interest about this course. So that's it from my side. And
Okay, good. Thank you. And who else? Who's next? Thank you. Thank you, Shivram. You have nice experience.
Good evening. Myself, Masum Hafiz.
Hi, Hafiz.
Yeah, I'm a senior engineer. I'm working in BIM field for last 2 years. Well, I want to learn Dynamo to automate my tedious works and reduce the work timing. And also the Python scripting. You will be teaching Python scripting in Dynamo?
That we'll discuss later. Okay. Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay.
But we'll discuss that later. Okay. Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who's next? Aparna, Devi, Devesh, Gokul, Javed, Ahmad Mohammed. Anyone else? Come on, we have me, Mohammed Zayed, Afan, Hisham, Joshita. Come on, anyone? Hi, Rajesh.
Good evening, good noon. Hi.
Hi, Rajesh. Good evening. Yeah. So here we have three common questions for everyone actually. Okay. So we'd like to know your designation and experience and why do you want to learn Dynamo?
I'm a BIM lead and 19 years of experience and overall. And Dynamo, yeah, as usual. So whatever things to be done easily and quick in very short time. So just looking for that. So mainly on this session, ChatGPT. More interested on this. That's why I'm here today.
Okay, good. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the session.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you. Yeah. Who else? Who was next? Anyone?
Good evening.
Good evening, Jad.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Jad.
Yes, my name is मोहम्मद जैद और पिछले 1.5 साल से मैं BIM फील्ड में हूँ एज अ BIM MEP इंजीनियर. सो बेसिकली मुझे एक्चुअली डायनामो के बारे में सीखना है ताकि मैं रेपिटेटिव टास्क मैं कम कर सकूँ. सो दैट इज़ द रीज़न कि मुझे डायनामो सीखना है.
Okay.
थैंक यू.
Okay, good. So repetition works. Okay. Who else? Anyone else? So I would like to know what are the advantages of learning API? What are the advantages of learning API? Anyone knows? Anyone knows? You can use text box. I mean, we have a chat box there. So you can use chat box. If you can't speak or if you're unable to speak, your mic isn't working, then any reason, you can use chat box here.
Okay, using API, we can use Revit or any software more flexible, where extent of the given options in the software previously. Other than that, we can use more flexible the software by through API.
More flexible. Okay. Any other reasons? Any other reason why you are here? Why do you want to learn Dynamo? I'm expecting actually only one answer.
See, basically, API is nothing but an application programming interface, which may, as of my thought, whether maybe it's right or wrong, it enables us to interact between two different platforms of software. Let's say, when I mean, where if it's a Revit or any other software, we prepare an API so that we have an interface of doing some simplified works in a very, I mean, uh, to say, not in a, not to go with the, I think, let's say, it's like something we test it like a plugin or something like that.
Okay.
The task for which we define using a flowchart or something.
We can create our own tool. Okay. Okay. So, nice answer. And still, I'm getting some answers. We cannot change the code, just default. Override those for our views. Override, I mean.
So I want to say program we cannot able to change within Revit, but I think use that and then whatever the additional features can be beneficial.
Okay. And anyone else? And anyone else? And anyone else? Anyone else? Like, what is the use case of, learning automation? Learning automation. It's very simple, actually. Okay. We keep on working. For example, if there is a bank employee, or if there is a sales guy, or if there is a doctor, so they have a routine work 9 to 6. Okay, 9 to 6, it's a same work, the same things, the same tasks. Okay, what if they would like to automate this stuff? Either they have to buy a humanoid like a robots. Okay, I mean to give an injection, or for example, when it comes to the construction field, okay, there are different automation concepts like bricklayer. I hope you have already seen these kind of automation, in the construction industry, like bricklayer and 3D printing. There are many. Okay, it can, I mean, a 3D model to VR and AR and whatever, whatnot. Okay, so when it comes to the construction side, or BIM side. Okay. So if I don't want to work and I want to assign my tasks to someone else, yeah, exactly, to reduce some human error or something. So if what are the strategies we applied, it's called automation. Without a human, a brain which is working, okay, instead of a human. So how it is exactly working, how it can exactly, it means purely like algorithms. Automation is nothing but an algorithm. For example, I'm a stock market person. Every day I visit and in the morning 9 o'clock I visit website and I'll check. I have invested in 10, 15 stocks and I want to check each and every stock. So it's a repeated process and it takes almost like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to open the browser and check each and everything. But what if in 1 minute the entire the stocks report can be exported into a Excel sheet? No, actually 45 minutes to open the browser and go visit the website and search for something and extract the particular, the result, the value. And it has to be, I have to note it down somewhere in a pen and paper. And I have to calculate what is yesterday's profit and what is today's profit, whether I'm in a profit or loss. So to do this process, I have to, give some like instructions, which is called, we'll call it as a web API, because I'm doing on web. So we'll use that web API. Okay. So there we have different tools. Let's say, let me mute everyone. Okay, our webinar and started it. Okay, don't get confused. So this is just like an general discussions. Okay, so this is something similar to our Dynamo. If I've already seen this, I mean the Dynamo tool, then you will come to know which is exactly looks like a Dynamo. So this is our our search place. I mean, if I need something, I have to search in a area where someone has already written a code. So I'd like to play with some, Chrome extension or like a browser. So when I go to the browser, yeah, I want to open a URL. So when I drag this, I have a block. I have a block called open URL. Okay, perfect. So I have an open URL. Then I have to set a value something. After open that like Chrome, I would like to type something over there. So what I set a value in the particular search bar. So between the search bar, yeah, I have to select a component in the browser. So what I exactly need to be selected. So everything we are having in a blocks. Why? Where there is a code, if I want to automate it, array, who will do it, man? I'll struggle every day 45 minutes of my time. So let it be. I'll struggle. Actually, my office is at 9 o'clock. If I work up at like 8, so 8 to 8:45, it kills our time. No, can't you do it in just a single click? You understand? This is automation. If you're doing the same process again and again and again, we need a person to do that. If you hire a person to do it, or if you hire an assistant, no. When it comes to like, you can say that like we have add-ins, no Rajesh. So why do you have to learn all this? So simply buy that add-in for like 2,000, 25,000, whatever, and let it use it. You cannot customize it. And the reason, if you purchase any add-ins, you can't customize and you can't use on the second projects, because our regular things will be keep on changing from project to project. So it doesn't make sense. Okay, so buying an add-in and using only for the setup stuff, yeah. Okay, for example, create sheets, very very old. I mean, in 2015, from 2015, if you go and ask any person, can you automate something in Dynamo? Yeah, only one answer: I can create a sheets. It's a most common thing. It's a very simplistic, very, very simple process for anyone who can easily, because it has only two inputs need to be connected. And then the inputs will be very clear even to the user, even though you're a very beginner. After our training, actually, yeah, it's 28. I think we can start the webinar. So this is actually a demo. Okay, most of the people, sir, I would like to join your training program, but I would like to see the demo because I'm having some problem with my previous. I had a very bad experiences with my previous tutors. Okay, they were not good at teaching. They're not confident on what they're exactly saying. Okay, the content was not that fruitful. So I need a demo. So I can't take individual demos like one to one. So that is the reason, I've called all the people who are interested, and we run a campaign with like the people who are having good skill set and they can upskill themselves and they can grow in their career. Okay. So we run a campaign and we called few people, okay, into the same demo instead of taking them again and again and again. So it's wasting our time. Even so, that is the reason I have invested on creating a WhatsApp group and pulling them and sending them campaigns. So I've invested there. It is again an automation process. Okay, fine. So after our a training, you guys are going to act like a Dynamo expert uh, very confidently, like the way you say, I can create a shades. Okay, like you can say that I can create a clash coordination report. I can export the entire BIM data into a spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet can be converted into a Power BI, very beautiful charts instead of a boring Excel. You can do all this stuff. Now, generally, when it comes to, okay, this is called Web API. Okay. So when it comes to the Revit, if I'm using Revit, it's called Revit API. That's it. Okay. So when it comes to our boring stuff in Revit, we do only either placements like lighting placement. If I'm an electrical guy, I'll place the, let's say, placements, element placement. Okay. I'll explain in terms of Revit, and then I'll explain, in line based stuff. Okay. So element placement. So whether if I am an electrical guy, I'll place the lighting. If I'm a plumbing guy, I'll place or any like pipes or sprinklers or anything. Okay. So if I'm a mechanical guy, I'll place like diffusers. Okay, if I'm a fire guy, whatever, like heat detectors, smoke detectors. Okay, heat detectors, smoke detectors. So these kind of stuff on like ceilings. Now, what if like ceiling placement? Okay, on down, either on ceiling, on wall, on floor, slab. That's it. So element placement. So we generally, when it comes to the Dynamo, in coding, we'll call this as a point-based elements. Point-based elements, because these are having only one point. So while I'm playing with the diffuser point, the midpoint of a diffuser family. So sprinkler, if the sprinkler is in a rounds, if it looks like this, the center point of it. If this is a diffuser, okay, if this is a diffuser, so the center point is going to be this. Okay, if it is a lighting fixture, it's a tube light or something. So the center point of it. No, for example, I have a room. So I want to apply X to X formula and place four lighting fixtures. And they should not, you know, what do you say that? A clash with the diffusers. The diffuser is here and the lighting fixture is here. No, it should not be like that. So we have to check the difference between the diffuser and the light, and and amending the expects formula. So these are like a point-based elements. So if you are a modeler, you do the same stuff, placing some elements on the exact points, placing the elements on the points. Okay, so this is the first one. When the morning 9 o'clock you start, and till evening 6 o'clock you keep on doing the same boring stuff. What if you are a magician and you have learned something, how to do a magic? So here magic is a coding. Okay, so coding, like you have a CAD file which your manager doesn't know that you know you can do some magic. So you have simply imported a CAD file and run a script. Then it has detected exactly the CAD layout. Okay, the diffusers were placed. Lighting fixture, the lighting fixture were placed. The sprinkler were placed. So what if you can do all this stuff without struggle? Seriously, I'm telling you, you can do all these things without a struggle. You don't need to open YouTube, find Dynamo script to place the diffusers. to place the, the lighting fixtures, to place the sprinklers and all the boring stuff, the routine stuff. No need. Stop watching YouTube videos. They are not, they are not in a, in a proper alignment. Okay. So when you watch or when you find for something, they'll explain the scripts. They'll explain the script. They don't explain you why you have to follow. What is the reason behind? What is the reason behind the procedure? So where is the logic? You understand? So to become a best developer, you must be good in the logic part. So you must need a guy who can guide you in the logical part. Do you understand? So I'll explain you everything. Like how do you hire a person who knows better than in logic? ChatGPT. I'll show you how do you ask exactly the same. Okay. Don't leave the session in between in the mid, because last time I have taken 2 days workshop. The one is like informative and second one is like you know the way, the style of my training program. So one day, second day is that, and the first day is an informative session. So this time we don't have a two workshops, it's only one webinar, simple webinar. So if you miss this, you may not, you don't get a chance again. Okay. To clear your doubts. Okay. Let's have it in one day itself. Okay. So, if you need if you need the access to uh, my style of training, I'll share you the day one recorded training on my WhatsApp. On my WhatsApp. Text me personally, or else you can ask in the group. I'll share that recorded video. But today's session is it's not a session. It's not a training program. Actually, it's a sort of an awareness. Okay, the people I've seen because I have a requirement for a very important client, like one of a client. But when I'm conducting the interviews, 90% people are self learners. They've been wasting their time for years and years. One guy has said, like, I'm having 2 years of experience in Dynamo, but when I give a very, very basic task, which our student can do it on the after third day, he couldn't do that. So where 3 days equal to 2 years? Seriously, I didn't understand why these guys are wasting their time. Okay, so trust me, there are some, the topic, there are something you must follow. Okay, it's called a proper direction. If you are running in a wrong direction, no, seriously, you can't catch exactly, you know, uh, the one you are expecting to be capped. Okay, so the first one is an element placement, and what else you do? Line placements, like either you have a CAD file with the ducts. You have to draw exactly, you have to import the CAD file and draw the same duct and doing. Why? Are you a kid or what? To do all this stuff like manually. Huh? So if it needs a fitting, yeah, exactly find the correct fitting. Find out the logic. Where do you need this fitting? And give that logic in the code. And I'm not telling you to code again. So we have, you know, we have few scripts which are ready to use it, like ready to use. You understand? So you're not going to create anything. I'll show you that how and where it is. Okay. So I need this. So I have a cable tray. I have a cable tray. So I want, if this is a cable tray, so I need, the conduits to be run till end of it, and one conduit if it's gone this side, and it has to be. So how do you tell this? Based on the size of the cable tray. Here it's a 600 mm. So how many conduits you need? Let's say 5. Here it's a 450 now. I need only 4. So here it's like a 300. I need only 3. So if it's like a 250. So I just need only again 3, 2 or something. So give a proper logic. Get the complete information from your manager, sorry, from your engineer. If you are an electrical guy, go and sit with an electrical engineer. Don't treat him like an engineer. Treat like your brother and go and sit with them and have a parties and gain knowledge and use that knowledge in your automation. Understand? Okay. So it's already 8 at 10. I'll introduce myself after 10-15 minutes before we start the webinar. Okay. So element placement, and this is like we'll call it as a line based. Line based. This is a point based. So all these are having like a single point. But when it comes to the cable tray, duct, wall, a conduit, a pipe, all of them are having 2 points actually, the start point and end point. So we'll just simply follow CAD and we'll simply draw the layouts. So stop doing all this. Let API do its by own. But there is a person, there must be a person who monitors everything. Like, if I done something, we shouldn't go blind on the API result. Sometimes it may fail, sometimes you may have to do something, or else you have loaded a cable tray or DWG file, but out of 500 cable trays, it has placed only 250. So figure it out where the problem is. Find out where the problem is. Okay, please don't unmute your mics. Okay, so I'm muting my. Okay. Anyways, okay. So element placement and CAD placement. I mean, like the line based on elements placement. So if you can automate these two stuff, you can take a lot of tea breaks, coffee breaks, your girlfriend breaks, whatever. Seriously, okay. I'm not joking. So you had the chance in the automation. Like you just see the evolution of the BIM before BIM. Like we used to play with a CAD, and if a engineer, I mean, if a contractor or if an owner who went for a design to the CAD person, they said like 45 days for one small simple layout. After, I mean, now, I mean, in 4-5 years before, no one knows what is a Revita also. Like 4-5, I mean, like 5 to 6 years before, no one knows seriously. The companies used to fight to hire a guy. The companies used to fight each other. No, no, why did you? I have already sent an offer letter to this guy. So how can you pull him? How can you offer him a better salary than me? So this is not another. So this is the way. If you're already having like 4-5 years of experience, you would definitely come to know this. I had faced this before. Okay. Now the evolution is at BIM automation. Stop doing boring stuff. Okay. I'll show you the companies who have created a website to show you, the proof of the companies are hiring such people like candidates. Okay. So now we are at BIM API. So BIM building information modeling. So we are using a Revit tool here. So we are using a Revit tool. So the training will went through will be go on Revit API. If you are a Civil 3D user, it's a Civil 3D API. If you are some other blah 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 user, blah 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 API. Simple. Okay. So API in the sense application programming interface. We are not playing with a programming interface. We are playing with a user interface. So we are playing with a Revit UI, not Revit API. So behind every block, there is a code. So we have to simplify, we have to understand the code and make it execute. For example, I have I, just a second. I'm so sorry. Okay, for example, if I want to draw a wall, my cursor have to move to the architecture tab. Inside the ribbon, there is a panel called build. Inside the build panel, so there is a wall. So I just have to click on wall. So I want to ignore all this manual mouse cursor, like manual, the selections, the mouse selections, everything. And now this has a point. This has another point. So we have to understand the inputs what actually a user need to draw a wall. Simple. If you are aware of how to ask this, you can automate this. And trust me, no, Ram, we haven't started it. Don't worry. Okay. Like, where is Ram? Oh, that is the reason I clicked for Ram. Let me present. We haven't missed anything. Hope you can see the screen, right? Okay. So, let me explain why. This webinar is especially not a webinar. Actually, it's a demo for my the students who are going to join the upcoming batch. From 24th or 26th. We have 2 dates actually. We are not sure when it's going to be started, either Monday, because I'm having some interviews on the same automation side. Okay, the client is actually I can't disclose here. Okay. Um, Okay, so maybe for that reason, maybe it's going to start from Monday or Wednesday. Okay, so for those people, this workshop is actually okay. So they would like to know what they're going to learn and how it's going to be, and we are having like 3 more seats left for the coming, and I want to fulfill that 3 students as well. Okay, out of generally we have 30 students in a batch. Okay, so we have 3 or 4 seats left. So I want to fill those seats as well. Okay. So introduction of mine, it's like most of you know aware of me. I mean, I think you have already attended my webinars before. If not, if it's a new, I'm Kumar and I'm a director of this company. And this is a BIM automation company, not a training actually, but we have a vertical because, we have recently, like 3 years ago, like we have come into this outsourcing vertical. So we depute the candidates who knows automation into the companies. So will send the candidates, we'll hire, to do that we are training the candidates in a very in an extreme with an extreme knowledge because it's not like a chupa chupa training. Okay, so if a person who went out from a BIM academy, so the because most of the managers know what BIM is, we have developed countless add-ins, okay, and countless Python scripts. I mean, Dynamo Python scripts. So, and most of, our clients, we work for free of cost. I mean, in the initial stage to maintain the relation. So we have worked them for free of cost. Right? So that's the reason they know our capabilities. If you go and apply for any position with the Dynamo experience, trust me, you are going to select 100% for sure. And it's my promise. Trust me, you are going to write your first script from the third or fourth day very confidently. Okay. So it's my promise. And you can go and read my company reviews, Vimera reviews. You will come to know how the training will be. I'll treat you like a kids. Seriously. I have a 30 kids every batch. Like the spoon feeding, like how a mother feed his baby. So I have to feed every single topic until unless they understand it very clearly. Okay. So when it comes to my experience, I'm having total 14 plus years of experience in BIM and 6 plus years, especially into the BIM automation. Related to web automation, no, I've been doing it from 2005 itself. Like when I'm Persian, like I'm very passionate in the coding. So from 2005-6, I've been doing this web API. Now we are into the AI. I own a company. It's a second company. It's AI Labs. It's a purely artificial intelligence company. So we have developed a platform for especially BIMers. I'll show you. Okay, it's for my students generally. Okay, and I made one Dynamo extension for my students, which helps finding the node very easily. I'll show you in our webinar today. Okay, we are planning for that, Arul. We'll see. We'll discuss that later. So, uh, especially this batches, I mean, this is my 55th batch. Up to 52nd batch, we haven't introduced artificial intelligence. But now, you are going to keep a 24/7 tutor with you in your shoulder. Do you understand? Like you can ask, Mr. ChatGPT, I want to automate this, but I'm not getting a logic. I'm a dumb in this topic now. Can you please explain me how how to create a script to automate this stuff? So actually, there is a problem for most of I mean, everyone, even for me. Uh, I don't ask anything clearly, anything clearly. Okay, So if you know how to ask something, you will get the correct result. Sometimes I'm very bad at asking, Array, my baby, like, can you please cook this for me? So she cooked something else. Array, I asked you this. No, no, you can tell me this clearly. So I poured this, I've added this. No, Array, you make it spicy, no, I have a gas stick. No, this is what. If you ask it very clearly, you will get the correct recipe. If you're asking if your question was right, you get the right answer. So that questioning is the magic behind the ChatGPT. Understand? Okay. So it's called prompting. Uh, we are introducing the prompt engineering sessions for my students for free of cost. You're going to enjoy that later after the training, not during the training. Okay. So I have trained more than like 1,000+ candidates and placed almost 400, 450 plus candidates so far. Okay. So when it comes to this is our webinar and training. So this is a 60 hours training with us. We have a two kind of a Dynamo trainings. The one is like a uh, parameter management, like data management. See, the people, whenever I say, do you know Dynamo, they'll scare. No, 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 no. No, I don't know Dynamo. Array, I'm not asking your property, man. Cool. Whether you know Dynamo or not. They think like Dynamo is very complicated and their answer was even they shouted it like, no, 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 I don't know this. No, this is not my piece of cake. No, seriously. There are two kind of a dynamos. One is a data management and the second one is like model management. So whenever most of the examples that we see, it's model management in YouTube and some of them like data management. The data management is for the MEP people and model management is for like architecture and structure people. They create parametrical building, parametrical stuff. So the complex structures, very beautiful stuff they can do with the help of the Dynamo. But when it comes to the MEP, like even architecture and structure, the common thing is data stuff. So in the level one, you are going to learn one and two up to some extent. Like in level one, it's completely full. Uh, as I told you before, this is not a chupa chupa training. Okay. We don't have a basic, intermediate, and expert level training. It's completely expert level training. So in the data management and in the model management. But model management is for the people who are architects and structure. Okay. So that is up to some extent the architecture and structure because they have to do a lot of R&D. I mean, in the data management, there is a break, there is a dead end. So everybody can stop over there. There is no extent to go beyond than that. But when it comes to the architecture people and structure people, there is no end. You guys keep on learning. You guys have to keep on, update yourself in your journey. Okay, if you are architecture structure, this is a wonderful opportunity to step into, and my training program will help you a lot. Understand? Okay, so this is actually uh, every day I understand that sitting for 2 hours every day after your work hours, it's very tough. In some cases, if you miss any sessions, don't worry, you'll get the recordings on a daily basis, so you can watch whenever you back home, and you can go through with the recorded, and you can come back again on the next day. Okay, if you couldn't join like 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, don't try to skip the fourth day, because the way I structured this complete the training, it's like there is no interlink between today's topic with the next day topic, because the topic it's going to be end on the same day itself. Like for example, let me show you the course outline. These are This is not a complete course outline, because I have hidden some content due to some copyright issues, because people are copying my content and using all. So you will get it in my WhatsApp group. You'll get it. Okay. So these are the concepts, guys. In these, we have sub-concept, like subtopics we have there. And the one which I've shared on WhatsApp group, it's full. Okay, you can search with in the documents with tree. You'll find a PDF. Okay, go and find that. So data types. It takes 3 days to explain this, and it is a hard concept. Once we done with this training, guys, trust me, you're like champ up to some extent. You know, you don't fear about you don't have fear about like, oh, I can't. Can I learn this tool or no? Seriously, because the entire magic to play with all these concepts, the magic is here. So I am revealing the first 3 days topic here itself. Understand? No introduction to Dynamo history, nothing. It's simply like the data types concept. After that, every day, there is no sync between this concept to the next one. If you miss this session, you can join the next one. If you miss this session, you can join the next one. So this is the way I structure. And I don't discuss the node behavior in any other topic in any other day. I don't explain the leasing strategies any other day. So this is completely like a professional. So if you miss a session, you can go through with the recorded videos and continue that and implement that strategies later. Um, Generally, the way you see in the Udemy, or I don't want to name the platforms. Okay, there are a few platforms like YouTube, and the people have few and channels. They don't explain the key concept. And mine is not, don't expect any scripts in my training. It's purely like a conceptual training. It means if I teach you this anatomy of a node, by using this strategy, you would able to write at least like 10 to 15 scripts in the initial stage. After you finish this, because if you trying to create 10 to 15, you'll get stuck somewhere. After you finish this topic, no, you would have gained more knowledge on this, and you have to reach to 20 scripts now. So the way, I'm adding like I'm charging you with 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 10%, 20%, 30%. Do you understand? So I'm charging you on day by day, and we don't discuss the same topic again back, and no discharge, nothing. You'll keep on charging till the end of the training. If you don't trust me, go and read my reviews. Understand? Okay, you will come to know how the training will be. And guys, don't waste your time for years and years. It's a very simple tool. Very simple tool. If you have a right tutor with a right, I mean, if a person who's taking you in a right direction, like your father, who always never let you go in a wrong direction. So the tutor again takes the same responsibility. Trust me, treat me like your brother. I'll, as a business person, yeah, I will take care of every single thing. And it's my own company. I'll never let go down my training standards at any cost, because this is one of the best resource which gives me the good business to expect to invest somewhere else, to understand. Okay, so I'll never let you go down for sure, and it's my promise. Okay, so if you have a right tutor and right person, I mean the right direction, you will become an expert in no time. And trust me, it's not even more than a month. From the third day, you will write your own scripts. And I'm not joking. And I'm not at all joking. By the end of the training, you are not a fresher in the Dynamo. You can directly apply a companies which are expecting like at least 1.5 year of experience, because to learn this, all the concepts have been almost taken more than 2 years. Seriously, more than 2 years. And I've invested a lot on my training program, and there were many bad steps. Seriously, I don't want you to do the bad steps. Okay, so let me get back to the workshop, the webinar. So the fees I'll explain you once we're done with the demo. Okay. So we'll provide the certificate, and the certification is the main source of, you know, you know, getting jobs. This is not a piece of paper like 150 rupees, 200 rupees printed paper. It's not like that. It's a digital certificate. It means if any companies, every company have a HR department. The first thing, if they have an instruction, I need this guy, the HR will do just directly go to this LinkedIn, and they'll find the technical guys on that expertise. Like they'll search Dynamo. You will be prompted on. You will be listed out in the first one, in the first list, because the certification is going to be added in the LinkedIn certifications. And we are investing 3,700 rupees on for one certificate to do this, and we are not charging you on this again. Okay, so this is very very powerful certificate compared to the piece of paper. Okay, so every day we have a 2 hours session, and the first 15 minutes, in the last 15 minutes you have a questions. You can kill me with your questions like anything. Don't let me in into the topics at all. No problem. With a happy face, I'll keep on answering your questions with the 100% patience levels. I'm a very, very patient. So when I'm married, I had a lot of patience. Yeah, okay. So the between 1 hour, 30 minutes, it's my training. And if you don't allow me, to take the training, I'm very happy. My concern is I don't want anyone to put a blank face when we're discussing on the same topic again. Trust me, you'll never do that. You'll never do that. Okay. I'm not all confident. It's a confident. Okay. So, we have a self-paced training, because if you can't join live, you can go through with the recorded sessions. Whenever you are available, you can learn. If you have any questions, yeah, Suhail, experienced now. So if you have any questions, we can, block our time for like 30 to 40 minutes. You can block my time, 30 to 45 minutes, and clear your doubts. Because the people from the other countries, like US, UK countries, they'll do the same. Okay, even I don't enjoy in the weekends as well. Okay, I'll have a meetings with the self-paced training candidates. So they'll block my 30 minutes or 45 minutes. You can join the same time and clear your doubts. Learn whenever you are free, and then go with this self-paced training. Because I know it's not like sharing the recorded videos and saying bye-bye. I have to be there with you till you finish that course. I'll keep on texting you every weekend. Are you spending your time, for your learning today? Please, if you need any assistance, I'll be there like 2 to 3. Come and join. So this is the way. Okay. So the recordings will be shared for the lifetime. Even though you finish this thing, and I don't let you write any notes because I want you to follow me exactly during the training, and I'll explain you. The ChatGPT will give you, write your own content. So I'll explain some concept. So note it down the important concepts on a paper, I'll use the Xmind file, which I've shown you before. In Xmind, I'll send you that, or else you can create your own and copy that content and ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I have a content which taught by tutor. So I want to explain this. So it will explain in tutor, like how come ChatGPT knows Revit Dynamo? Array, even ChatGPT is my tutor. Seriously, ChatGPT is my tutor. Do you understand? If I got stuck somewhere, I'll go to the ChatGPT only. Do you understand? So for that reason, sometimes ChatGPT returns very bad results. 85% it gives the bad result because it's a 3.5. Everybody uses like 3.5. That is the reason it gives, because of its outdated content. So we have developed a, a a tool for it. So even we are it's a ChatGPT, but it's BIM GPT. Okay, I'll show you how it will be used. Okay, so forget about the payment part. The course fee is a bit expensive. It's 25K actually. When I started the training in 2019, the course fee is 25,000. Now we are in 2024. In 2029 also, I maintain the same fee. But what is the difference between, in 2019, the course hours is 15 hours, but now it is 60 hours. Now that is 60 hours. I can take 4 batches actually in the same time. In the same time, in the 60 hours, I can take 4 batches. But no, I need a quality. When we send a person to a company, should know everything. Not like, I don't want to leave a person with an half knowledge. You understand? So when if I have a company and they are expecting something, so I decide, okay, the companies are asking like this kind of a stuff. So let's include this in the course. So I pick the point, I'll do R&D. I'll get the best content. I'll create entire like 10, 15 pages of document, and I'll explain that. I'll add that in. So that is the reason it has happened like 15 hours training. Now it's going to be 16 hours, 60 hours training. 4 batches, man. But still, we are not that commercial when it comes to it. So when we place you because in every company, they need an automation guy. And I want you to be there in that position. Okay. So you can pay in installments, like before, before the training start and before the training ends. One day you can, I think, generally I say like 30 days we can finish the training. But sometimes it may extend. Last batch, now I think it's 40th day because they're asking more questions. I can't ignore the questions. I can't even ignore a single, whether it's a stupid question or an advanced question. As a responsible tutor, like a brother, I have to teach you. I have to finish that, I have to clear your doubts. And then it makes me happy. And then, you just come and sitting in the session and I teach and end the meeting without any interaction between. No, my training are not like that. Okay. So let's have a chit chat, personal things, and then let's get into the topic like what's happening in the BIM industry and how automation will help you. Okay, let's discuss some personal things and then we'll finish this. Okay. So sometimes it may extend our the training for like a week or 10 days. Maybe you are going to benefit it for, as I said, like 60 hours. Sometimes it may like 70 hours also. Okay. So like ultimate the conclusion, like the end result is you have to learn everything, with 100% knowledge. That's it. Every topic, every single topic. Okay. So you can pay in installments, and you have a lot of time. I think between you have 1 month to pay this installments. So no worries about that. Okay. So I've explained. Now what the companies actually, let me present. Now that we are getting into this, um, what companies prefer to save? Guys, I need an answer. Hmm? What companies generally prefer to save a time or money? No, generally. Forget about using or something. Manners, both. Time, both, both. Hmm. Actually, the companies always, yeah, good. So the companies will always think about mostly both actually, the time and money. So they would like to save their money, and they would like to save their time as well on a project. Okay, but what your managers prefer to save, the time or money? They don't bother about the
To
money.
save time.
They don't bother about money. They bother about the time constraint. Like if they have a deadline, so they'll be working on this, not for the money, because they're not stick to it, because the companies takes that charge. What about you? What do you prefer to save? Time or money? Time or money? Hey, lying,
Time.
lying. You guys are lying. All are liars. Huh? All are liars. Money. Mostly. No, if
We
you
Sir,
we
ask me,
want
money. Sir, money,
time to be
money,
used
money.
no,
earn if
uh, no, actually. So
can we
we generally don't bother about the time. Seriously, because I've acted as a manager, like I'm a draftsman and a modeler, coordinator. No, I never bother about the time actually. Why? If I could finish the project earlier, they may relieve me, right? So why should I work why should I bother about the time? Let's drag this. If I could finish a task, entire building in 5 days. So let it drag it to 10, 15 days. Money. Do you understand? Okay, let's do more mistakes. Let it be. Okay, so this is what thing is. So but the biggest mistake where we do, it's, we are, who will learn something, if I learn this automation and if I implement in my projects, so they'll relieve me earlier, or else they put me in a second project and do all this. No, if you have this kind of mindset, no, seriously. But if you are bothering about the time and if you value the time, seriously, don't waste your time. Automation has a really good future, really good future. And the way the companies are paying for this, it's not like, if you switch a company from one company to another company, you may get like 10% or maximum 20-25%. No companies will pay you like 70% because you are switching your BIM to BIM IT. You're not leaving this BIM now. So you are changing your platform from BIM to BIM IT. So IT platforms, IT people, guys, get their, the hikes and everything like at another level. We can't beat their salaries. If you both, you and your brother, you are a mechanical engineer and another guy is like CSE. So if you travel both, he will be on top than you. And when it comes to the money, because the development have that kind of scope. They are automating something. After AI, no one are using, even now the developers were down in the industry. Okay, so don't, I'm not scaring you, but actually, it's going to be future. The automation is going to be future. Okay, so what is the correct way to learn BIM automation? Option A or option B or option C. We have 10 seconds.
Option A.
Option A. Why?
It has everything related to BIM and BIM tools.
No, the direction I'm talking about, the way you, I mean, if you are very new to, the automation, if you want to start your career, how do you start it? B or C? The most of the people are saying B and C.
C.
And
I would say C.
no one are saying A and
B.
okay.
B, where we used to visualize the codes.
Yes. So
Because
the
C
answer
has the
is
languages first.
actually to play with this automation, you don't need to be good in, Python or any programming languages. They're really not required. Okay, that was a rumor the people are spreading in the, in the industry. They're saying like, uh, you have to learn Python, you have to learn, C sharp, or else learn different language to play with the Dynamo. I've seen many people, they've learned Python first. And they're saying like, Rajesh, I've finished my Python training. I can join now the Dynamo. Who told you to learn Python? Actually, to play with the Dynamo, you need to know at least like basics of any coding language. Not required at all. Seriously. Okay. Because the Dynamo is not a programming tool. It's a visual programming tool. After programming, then we have some other stuff. Let me show you. So we don't need any coding language, nothing. Okay. So to become an expert in automation, BIM automation, what is your option here? What is your option here?
You want
Huh?
option A. I want option A.
You want option A. Hmm? So in 1 year, can you become an automation expert? No,
I
not
have,
actually required. Not actually required. Just 1 month is more than enough. If you learn
yes,
everything in
that is what I,
detail, you can be an expert in just less than a year. It means like 1 month to understand the complete concepts. So 1 month you sit and implement every single thing. You will become an automation expert. You are not an automation expert. You are a Dynamo expert. So automation expert is something else, which who knows the coding and everything. To expect exactly to become a Python expert, like Revit API expert, yes, it takes 1 year. Okay, to become a Dynamo expert, 1 month is more than enough to handle, some automation stuff. Okay, so when it comes to the salary ranges, it's not like, switching from one company to another. You can't even imagine the way they are paying for this, for the people. Okay, clear? So why I'm telling you this is the Dynamo, which is really easy. Why I'm telling you that the Dynamo is really easy, because we are not going to play with any kind of, you know, coding. I mean, if I want to automate something, I don't write any single line of a code. I don't write any single line of a code here. Okay, it's purely like we are having, this ready-made stuff. Like, it's like, let me show you. I'll just visit this dynamopackages.com. Someone have already created a lot of, blocks for us. Like if I go to the Dynamo and I'll say, I want to create, this is the boring library. This is the boring library. Okay, we have another Dynamo library, which is our Vimera Find Your Node. This will be shared to only our students, not with everyone. Okay, so if I ask something, I want to create sheets, create sheets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, out of this 1, 2, 3. That's it. What if I type the same thing? Create sheets. So create sheets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here these are accurate, and there will be no redirections again. Here it means like create sheets, assembly views. This is not related to what I'm actually searching for. Assembly views. This is not related to what I'm actually searching for. So this redirect, this, the confusions will be clear, will be gone. Okay. And the way, if I would like to play with an element, I have an element, I want to play with an element. Let's consider a transformer or a light or a tree or a duct or anything. So when I'm type a element, so this is showing me only 20 results. What are the results exactly? Elements, delete. It means when I hover the cursor, it is saying delete element from RibbitDB. Oh, it means from the Ribbit database, it's going to delete. If I connect an element to this, it's going to be deleted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm having like 20 is a default. I can't get more than 20. Even though I'm not expert to find a node. Not an expert to find a node. In that case, if I type element, it should give me all the possible actions, possible nodes that I can play with an element. See the list now. You have thousands of data. So all this data, all these elements are, all the nodes are going to play with the elements. You can play, what else? You can play with an element. What if I play with a work set? I'll type work set here. I'll type work set. Let me type the same work set here. I got something 20 here. I got something like more than 20. So this is exactly like, it makes your node finding easy. And where are all these nodes? Where are all these nodes, Rajesh? If you search in your library, you won't get all this. These are external packages actually. So package in the sense, this one. So someone have created, from different companies, they have created almost like 2,139 packages. So out from these packages, let's consider if you have 100 scripts in every package, you will be getting like 2139 into 100. 2139 into 100. So 2,13,900 scripts are ready to use. 2,13,000 scripts are ready to use. So out of this, ignore the duplicates. Some of the scripts won't work. Let's remove 50% nodes out of it. Let's make it 1,06,000 something. Nodes are ready to use. Like scripts are ready. We don't call this a script, we call it as a node. Node in the sense, no code. No code. There is no code. You can simply drag whatever you exactly needed onto your canvas and use it. Simple. So the strategy is to play with all this. It's going to be like, it's going to be like very, very, very new to me. Just a second. Rajesh, as I told you, this is not a demo, first of all. Okay, this is not a demo. Okay, I hope you understand. Since I think you are a
But
very expert.
no,
Okay,
it's okay. But you have been called for demo session.
okay, fine. That's actually I'll invite you into this another time. Okay, so you can leave if you're feeling bored. Okay, so as I told you before,
Thank
this is
you.
an informative demo. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we have 1,06,000 nodes are ready to use. Okay, so how do we exactly use this nodes? 1,06,000 nodes to be used exactly. Then you have to understand the strategies behind it. You have to understand the strategies behind it. And strategies are very, very simple, but you can't get these kind of an explanations anywhere. And the people feel that, Array, how do we get this information? There are no such books. There are no videos explaining all this. Nothing. So I have prepared a content. I have prepared a content like, like referring a lot of books and referring a lot of my personal experiences, the way I train the candidates, the way we when we work on a set of tasks, like how it has to be. Okay, I've done included every single common thing and I've prepared this content Okay, so you will be learning a lot when it comes to our training, and it's my promise. Okay, so let me present this. So it's very easy. I mean, within just like 2, 3 days, you are going to become, the confident on what the topics that we are going to discuss and how to handle the data. In the first 3 days, you are coming to know like how to handle a data. See, Dynamo is very simple thing. You are not, you're not playing with any set of you're not moving an element without a cursor. You're not going to move, you're not going to delete, or you're not going to perform any sort of tasks with a cursor. But do you understand? Do you understand? Okay. So the first 3 days, the way I explain the concept, it's going to be completely different and it's a heart of the concept. Okay. So 3 days are more than enough. So there, the strategy, how do you grow further? It means they have three different directions. The first one is Dynamo, because you are not going to have, I mean, I've seen few people, they hate coding. They hate coding. I mean, whenever they heard about the coding, they run away from that. So even though you have that kind of a fear, seriously, you have to start from Dynamo only, because you don't find any code in the Dynamo. You are going to use some external, the packages were, external scripts were created by someone else. How do you understand it? That you are going to learn in the training. Okay, every single thing, every single damn thing you're going to learn in the training. Okay, so once, then why the other levels, Rajesh? Like, Dynamo is not a magic tool. It has some limitations. I can't say that the Dynamo can, do everything which you are expecting. No, that's a false statement. I shouldn't give that kind of statements at all. Dynamo has some limitations. To break the limitations, you have to go with the Python. So where you have a lot of, where, if you can't find something in a place, you have to go and sit and write your own. So where the Python comes, and Python is a very easiest language when you compare to other languages. It's very, very simple compared to the other. Okay, so Python. So you have to apply some algorithms, and you need like another brain. You need another brain. So in the second picture, like, okay, so you will have a lot of functions to be implemented in, when it comes to that, because you are not the owner of any one of the code, and you are going to be your own owner here. Okay, so even though the Python have some limitations, to break that limitations, the Revit API with C#. This is more complicated language than Python. To be frank, it's very, very tough to, like, handling 2, 3 babies, newborn babies at the same time. How, I mean, if you have already an experience, you just imagine your experience with this. Okay, C# is a very, very toughest compared to Python. It's very tough. But if you are up to this extent, you are almost like you are 20 years, before, and when it comes to the commercials, you are like 20 years earlier when it comes to the commercials. Whatever you're going to earn in like 15, 20 years, you're going to earn it before itself. Do you understand? Okay. So this is again, and the most of the people doesn't know where they have to start at. This is the biggest problem, where they have to start, because the resources that I've seen in Google or YouTube, they don't explain anything clearly. That is a reason they don't know how to start and how to start their learning journey. And once they started learning, they don't know what to automate exactly. They don't know what to automate. Okay. So everything will be explained in that training. Okay. So the first problem when it comes to the Dynamo, it's finding nodes. There are only few things. Finding the node, it means like, so this is my Dynamo workspace. This is my Dynamo workspace. Okay. Your workspace. So finding is the first, the task. Finding. So how to find a particular node? I want to do this. There are few persons have already developed it, but I don't know where they are and how to call those scripts. It's called node finding. Finding a node. Luckily, I found a node. Collect work sets. I want to bring all the work sets. So it's giving me all the work sets in my current model. Workset 1, shade level and grids, and 8 terminals. If I go and see, workset 1, shade level and grids, and 8 terminals. So I'm having all three now. No, I want to create one. I want to create like a different worksets now. No, I don't want to pick the worksets. I want to create the worksets. So worksets.create. So worksets.create. How did I pick this without even looking into it or reading into it? So are there any strategies? Yes. There are 5 different strategies to find a node. I'll explain you all these strategies during the training. Okay. So worksets.create. I want to create the worksets. I want to create the worksets. Okay. So if I want to create the view templates dot create. If I want to create elements dot create. If I want to move the elements dot move. So there are different strategies to understand what I'm actually looking for. So this is expecting the name. Okay, let's see. Just now I've shown you. People are asking for an examples. A terminals, shared levels, and grids and worksets. So I'll just create. I'll select some elements. Let me select some elements. To do that,
Hello,
select
hello.
model. Yes, yes, Khan, tell me.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Actually, I have one doubt. Like, you are creating workset from Dynamo, right?
Yes,
So, will Dynamo help me to alter in visibility graphics?
yeah, you can do that.
So, in what aspect, like Dynamo can help me to make my things work fast? Like, for instance, I'm from MEV field, by the way.
Even I'm also from MEP. You can automate anything. Okay, we'll discuss that later. First, let me finish this example. Okay, I'll
Okay.
explain. Don't worry. So I have an elements. I have selected almost like 425 elements here. So when I connect these elements to it, it's giving me the category information. So I have to, let's start make items. So when I connect this, so total in my selection, there are almost like 20 common work sets. Out of these 425, I got only 20 common thing because I'm having like space and spaces. Spaces, these are repeated. So one space now. Those lines, only one line. There are no repeated stuff or nothing. So to string from object. So when I connect this to this, string from object, string from object, spaces. Now I want to create all this, but how do I come to know which I connect exactly the same thing to this? Then I connect this to this. Work sets. Is it? They're created. Let me go and see. Curtain panels, curtain wall movements, doors, ultimate equipment, generic models, grids. The reason how they're created, if I'm very new to Dynamo, now you guys are new to Dynamo. Since I'm an expert, I did it in seconds. But if you are very new to this, how do you understand? When this has some set of logic behind everything. So there are few things you have to understand in every node. First, let me change the color of my pen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When I hover the cursor on this description, 9. When I right click on this, 10, 11. So, okay. So there are 11 different things within the same node. So there are 11 different strategies in the same node need to be understand. If you don't understand any one of this, you will stuck somewhere. So I'll explain. This is called node anatomy. This is called node anatomy. It's called node anatomy. See, anatomy of the node. Okay, anatomy of the node. Node finding is another strategy, like finding the right nodes. And using the default library, it is very, very tough to handle. It's very, very tough. You must need a person who helps you in all the cases in the node finding. And how do you understand the node behaviors? So we just added the same content. See the question mark, plus mark, and zap mark. I mean, like, there are some icons. So they have their own behaviors. So by looking into the node, you have to say that, okay, this is going to collect some information. This is going to collect some information. This is going to play with something. This is going to perform some action with an existing object. So there is a question mark, there is a plus mark, and there is, the zap icon. There is a zap icon. So zap icons are different. You don't see any other
Uh,
stuff than this.
uh,
Okay.
Hello. Hi, Rajesh.
Yeah, PK, tell me.
Yeah, the thing is, if you are creating this work set, like let's say every organization have some naming convention while creating the work set. First, they say call the organization name and discipline name, and then workset name. Here, you straightly call the workset name like grids, wall structure, like generically you are telling the name. Like, so to assigning those proper naming conversion, which is applicable, like you are giving the your database of the BIM workset, like okay. So in that, how we need to generate our standardized naming conventions, kind of.
I just connected this era and name to this. Now I see era hyphen spaces, era hyphen lines are company standards. For example, if there is an Atkins, so they follow like 80K, correct? So they
Yeah,
follow
kind of.
80K
Yes.
hyphen something. Now
Mm,
I want to
mm,
create
mm,
the work sets like this. If I go and find, you can
mm,
see 80K grids, 80K doors, 80K electrical equipment. Okay. Now the next thing is like
mm,
I have a work sets. I have a work sets. So if I can find the work sets here. See control C and control V. I have a work sets. I have work sets, but
okay.
I have an elements. I have an elements. So my elements were in a wrong work set. So how do you do that? You have to connect the elements, bring that elements using different strategies and get that work set to be set it to that elements. Clear? Elements dot set
Clear.
work set.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
do you
So you are
exactly
adding those name in the strings, like basically, correct?
exactly? So doing all this
Yeah.
like string operations, the list operations, everything will be covered in our training. Okay. The main concept, these are, I mean, if you have seen my examples for the first time, It looks like it is easy and you can do it by your own. But there is a secret behind it. It's the concept actually. If you learn the concept, you can create these kind of an examples, not following the examples. Clear? So question mark. What do you mean by question mark? What do you mean by plus? Why there is a plus? Why there is a SAP icon? So whether you are in a right direction or okay, where is this coming from? For example, I want to write something. I'll just select all those nodes and right click and there is a code. See, you can see something code here. Revit.elements.element.get category. There is a code now. So if I want to play with the code, if I want to learn, I want to start my steps in the coding. How do you write something in your Dynamo without learning any code? We directly don't jump into the Python directly. Before Python, we have a concept called design scripting. And this is not a Python. This is not a C sharp. This is not a C language. This is design script. So this design script will help you to understand the coding more easier than Python. And we are going to cover the trying to. Okay, clear? So what else we are going to cover in our training? You should know like how each and every node behaves. So for example, if you have connected a wrong node, how it behaves. If you know, array, this is behaving like this. So this is expecting something, I have to connect this, something else to it. If you're aware of it, you will fix that out. You understand? So node finding, there are 5 different strategies. Anatomy of node, there are 10 to 15 important stuff need to be learned in the node. If you learn all the 15 strategies, 10 to 15 strategies, you can understand any set of node, understanding the node. Okay. So finding the node and you have to know how the node behaves, and every node have a different states. Every node have a different state. Some of the nodes may not work. Some of the nodes, they work, but they stopped acting. They executed for 10 elements out of 1,000. The rest of the 990 elements, it won't do that. How and why? Node states. Okay. And dot rotation. What do you mean by dot rotation? Did you notice that? Dot, dot, dot. So what do you mean by dot rotation? The dot rotation is a coding concept. You are going to learn the dot rotation concept in, you're going to learn this dot rotation concept in a very detailed way. Once you learn this concept, you are going to become an expert in the coding as well, in the design scripting coding. If you are confident in the design scripting coding, you are ready to learn Python. Seriously. Okay. Python is easiest language. Design scripting is more easier than the Python. Okay. So custom node, how do you create your own custom nodes? If you join a company, so the first thing that you do, your company asks, create a custom node. You can create your own custom nodes like this. You can create something like this. You can create something like this. Do you understand? This is a custom node again. You can create your own custom nodes for your company or for your own, or you can do a freelancing or anything. To handle all this, we are not playing with one element or 10 elements. You're playing with multiple, like thousands of elements. Risk management is really important. Okay. So if you're playing with 10, 15 elements or 150, 200 elements or 1500, 2000 elements, risk management is important. Lasing strategies. How do you handle, you know, multiple elements, multiple parameters at the same time? Lasing strategies. I don't want to play with all the 1,000 elements in my model. I want to play only as per the level wise. I'm having like, 500 lights in level 1. And, this is like a 50 floors building. 50 floors building. I'm having 500 elements in each and every floor. And they are not typical. They are like a Burj Khalifa, let's consider. So they are not the typical actually. They have different heights, different, You can't use copy paste. Can't use copy paste. I mean, if it's a typical, you will design it for the level 1 and you will simply copy paste to all the 51st. But here it's not. You have to, do one by one. To do that, I want to filter all the elements. Like I want to sort the elements, I want to group the elements. So how do you change all this stuff? Filtering, sorting, and grouping. Okay. So there are many concepts that you're going to learn. I just listed only few strategies here. Okay. So the core competencies of it. What is a visual programming? And first of all, this is not a programming tool, guys. Okay. So I'm going to share you the day one recorded video of, you will find an examples. You'll find the example where we don't cover any these kind of informative, uh, the career path and so the info. Okay. So it's purely like explain how the training is going to be. The day one training, the day one training will be shared with you on WhatsApp groups. So please have a look into it. Okay. Okay. So how to start with an demo and how do you implement this ChatGPT? Now it's time to show you how the ChatGPT helps. For example, um, this is my own platform. This is my own platform. So here, questioning is uh, the actual reason. So signing up Google. So this is BIM GPT. It's especially for like BIMers, like BIM modelers, coordinators who wants to become, the BIM developer. Okay. The biggest mistake that people do, questioning, as I told you. Okay. Now I want you to act like a Revit Dynamo expert. So you are telling that ChatGPT to act like a Revit Dynamo expert. And, I want you to, if you want to learn something uh, in an educational tone, no, I want you to create it. I want to submit in my, in a company like today, end of the day. So change it to the professional tone. Okay. And then instructor, no, make it technical and detailed style. And, or else let's change this to the educational tone. Educational tone. Yeah. And instructional and tutorial style. And I want you to explain. Now, what do you want to do? Right. So I want to create a worksets. I want to create worksets. Same example. I want to create worksets. So this very old one. I want to create a clash report between walls and ducts in the Revit model. Okay. Explain node to node connections. Okay. So I'll just copy the prompt here. So the one you have written, so it has drafted as a prompt, and you just have to copy this and paste it here. Now you see this is a different prompt now, and hit enter. That's it. This will never give you a wrong result at any cost, because you are writing, you have written something, you're asking something in a way that is expecting. The ChatGPT expecting. If you ask me like this, I'll give you that. If you ask me without, you don't tell me like, how do you want me to act? So I'll consider it as a doctor, dental doctor. So dental doctor knows Revit Dynamo, no, right? So it will act like a Revit Dynamo expert. And how do you want me to explain? So in an educational tone, in what is this, tutorial style, and explain. I will explain that. No, I want you to generate the code, generate the script, everything. So it will give you the detailed explanation. Compare, if you compare this result with the ChatGPT 3.5, there is a lot of difference. There's a lot of difference you can see compared to, ChatGPT 3.5. It won't give you. So it is saying that categories. go to the library and Revit under the selection categories node. There is a node called categories and select walls from the drop down list in the categories node. See how cool it is actually telling. Let me do that. Categories node. Okay, let me copy. Paste it. Categories node. See, in the Revit, right click, and this is selection and categories. And that is saying that select the walls from the drop down in the categories node. So walls now. Okay, fine. Add all elements of category node. Control C, right click, paste it. All elements of category. And connect it to the categories node. Connect it to the categories node. Okay. This will help you grab all the wall elements in the Revit model. Is it? Perfect. Okay. So repeat the process for ducts by adding another categories node. So repeat the process for the ducts. So you have to do the same, select all the walls and select all the ducts. So you are doing the same thing again. So I'll just copy and paste. And now it is asking me to change the ducts. See, choose ducts from the drop down now. So to do that now, the step 3 is over. I mean, step 1 and step 2, it's open the Dynamo. You know how to open Dynamo. I mean, if you don't know, you'll be doing it. So creating a new script, you know how to do that. Okay, class detection. To do that, solid.intersect node. I have to place this. Then connect the outputs to the all elements of the category nodes to it again. To the wall.ducts. So again, the same thing, solid.intersect node to the with the ready space. So if you follow exactly the same stack, exactly what it said, you are going to finish a script. Okay, if you are very new to it, you have to play with these two options. If you are an expert, you are going to play with the professional and technical. And I want to create something and copy it and paste that here and enter. This time it will change the complete explanation. So compared to the previous content, this content will be less, I mean, like sweet and short. It's simply sweet and short because, in the previous content, it is explaining you, but here it's directly giving you, telling you like, use that, do this stuff. Simple. Because you're already a professional. So you have to, I mean, you don't want to waste your time. So simply it will let you know how it has to be done. It's simple. So in the previous examples, you may find instead of 10 nodes, you will find 15, 20 nodes. But here it will make it into a short, like maybe 10 nodes. Simple. Clear? Clear, guys? So this is the BIM GPT, and the advantage is you can see all the other people who've been asking the different, stuff. So someone act as a BIM modeler, generate below exercise and professional with model in place. So it's explaining like how to create the model in place, architecture, component, drop down and model in place. So, act as a pivot dynamo split. This is someone Shakil has asked this. So you can find all those, the others chat history as well. And you can use this as a reference and learn something, and this is unlimited again. This is an unlimited. You're going to, I mean, whenever you have a free time, just come and sit and then you just click on one by one. Right? Clear? Clear, everyone? So this is the way we generally use the ChatGPT to create our scripts. Okay. So there are many actually. Where is this? Okay. So the finding nodes is not that tough, and it is not that as simple as well. It's not that simple as well. Okay. It's like, and finding finding a needle in a haystack. Okay. It's very, very tough. But after having, like, after learning a strategist, you will come to know how to find a exact node without looking into it. Understand? Okay. So understanding nodes is again a different, because if I create a script and if I created a script and it had helped me to finish a task, I can't use the same nodes. I can't use the same strategies to do another task. So if your task is different, if your action is different, then you have to keep on changing. It depends upon the job. If it's a job one, different strategy. Job two, different strategy. Job three, different strategies. Okay. So the Dynamo is like a toolbox. You have to pick the right tool for the right step. Simple. Connecting the nodes. It's very, very simple. There are maximum 5 to 10 strategies. If you understand all this, you are going to connect it very quickly. You never struggle. Okay, whatever. If you are the puzzles will be, for example, let's say your Rubik's cube or any other puzzles. Like initially, it's very tough to handle, but once you're being friendly with it, like how you're handling Revit now, the same thing. And trust me, Dynamo is not that tough compared to other. It's very, very simple. Okay. So we cannot expect, when you're trying to play with and some sort of nodes, we can't say every node will work as expected. In such cases, like if this node isn't working, we'll just remove it out and we'll replace the node with the correct node. Simple. Okay. So all these strategies, don't panic at um, Dynamo is very tough and it needs a coding experience. Take that all those statements out of your mind completely. It's very, very simple. Okay. And I'll teach you how to handle, and don't explain again and again. I'm telling you that don't explain scripts or something. Okay. So whether you join the training program or you start your learning, but don't be in the wrong direction. Don't be in the wrong direction. Okay. So you have to start. There are few strategies, or else try with Vimera GPT for 3 days. I mean, once you sign up here, you will have a 3 days access. Okay, app.vimeragpt.com. Let me copy this URL. I entered the thing here. Okay, so I copied the link in the chat box. Okay, so like sign up and enjoy the 3 days, and don't ask like blindly. Just go to the admin prompts. There are some prompts which are ready to use. Copy the prompts. Practice one. So act as dynamic expert. So write what you exactly want to do it. So follow exactly the instructions. So if you want to learn something, learn a topic. And if you want to learn something, just know I want to learn the data text concept. I want to learn lazy concept. So copy that, change that content here, and just copy that. Just copy that and paste it here. That's it. Okay. So learn like this. Okay. Take on help of a live tutor, 24/7 live tutor. Okay. So, and what else do you have to cover? Output. Output in the sense, um, if you expect something, sometimes you may not get exact the same output as you expected. But how do you fix in between that? That's going to be covered in the training. Okay. So I can't explain the training content in today's workshop because the time is not sufficient. If I explain everything, the people will shout on me like the previous. Okay. So we have a different workshop. Okay. That's not a actually, workshop. It's like a live training. Generally, I don't take all this because I want you to understand one simple thing. Dynamo is very, very easy. Dynamo is very, very easy. Okay. So learn in a right way. And I will be take you in that right way itself. Okay, so you can go and read, you can go and find the happy students, the people who have learned um, from BIM, and they are my students. Okay, so you can go and read if you type BIM reviews. So I mean, these are like 183 reviews. And the recent batch reviews are like newest, Manoj, 7 days ago. 7 days ago, they're very, I mean, he used to struggle a lot initially before he joined the training, he was not confident, but now he is very good at it. Okay. So my training program should make you uh, not only confident, like, it should be knowledgeable. It should be completely like, what is this? Like more English? Oh, you can ask them this. So what around this? No, I can't
Hello,
see. Bigger.
am I audible,
Yeah.
sir?
Yeah, clear. Tell me. Tell me, Tushar.
Yeah, sir, I just wanted to know that like what should be our skill level in Revit to like sign up for the Dynamo course. Like there should be certain skill level in Revit, right? Like intermediate or expert level. So like what
No.
should be that?
If you have 6 months of experience in Revit, you are enough. You're capable, you can come and learn this Dynamo. I mean, at least if you handle one project, no, it's enough. Okay. But if you
Okay.
started
Yeah.
your learning journey into the automation early, you are going to
Mhm.
become, you are going to, you know, get a BIM coordinator salary like who's having 5 years of experience. So you're going to get it in 2 years itself. It means you're far advanced, far before them, the person who was having. I've seen like there are few guys and they are having, you know, 8 to 10 years of experience. They're still earning 8 lakhs package, but a developer who is getting like not even having 3, 4 years of experience is he's withdrawing the same, he's getting the same package like a person who is having 8 to 10 years of experience. You have the chance here. Okay. So don't, waste your time, sit and learn. And if you need a tutor, just come and join a training program and save your time first of all. Okay. Clear? Now it's your question Q&A part now. Anyone have any questions? Yeah, it's a 5 days training program, Jayesh. Okay. It's 5 days and Saturday, Sunday will be off for you for your practice. Okay. Cool. And it's after your office hours, 8:30 to 10:30. Okay. Sometimes it may extend. Okay. But maximum try to finish within the time frame itself. Clear? Any other questions?
Sir, I had one more question. Like,
Yeah.
can Dynamo help us to fill the Kobe sheets which we export from Revit? Like, is there some connection between Dynamo and Kobe?
There is no connection with Dynamo and Kobe, but you can do that stuff because Kobe, I mean, one common thing is like parameters. Okay, parameters. You can extract some information. For example, I want to pull some info. When I select this lighting fixture, so uh, not only the instance parameters and type parameters. I want to see more information of this lighting fixture, like element ID. I can't find an element ID here. I can't find the explicit points here. But there is a tool. There is a tool. It's like Revit lookup tool. Okay, you just YouTube it. What is a Revit lookup? So you will get some sort of a videos. Okay. So
Okay.
where you can see where actually the Dynamo is getting the data. Okay. So if I'm playing with an element, then you have to put a dot, and then you have to ask what you exactly needed. So these explanations I've already explained in the previous workshop. Like it was a 2 days workshop. I've explained that day. Okay. So
Okay.
where is
Thank you.
that? Thank you. Where is that river pickup to? I think it will come. It will take some time. Yeah. So this is a river lookup tool. When I'm playing with, see, there is an element. I can see the complete history of the particular element. And this is the properties palette. This is the properties palette for BIM developers. You understand? Why this is slow? In 2024, we have a problem. In 2022 or 2023, that's why river lookup. I can read the parameters. See, I can read the parameters. So for this element, when I just click on the parameters, so I can see this schedule level parameter, host parameter, every parameter here. You understand? I can see the type parameters here, like with the mark value. So it's mark value. When I just click on mark, I can see the number 169, 169, see 169. So if I can see the work set, when I click on the work set, I supposed to see the work set 1. Here, value string, it's like saying work set 1. So we are just seeing only one part of the entire parameter set. This is entire, it's our data to play with. Only a BIM developer can enjoy this, the properties palette. Okay. So I don't know Dynamo. Can I also join the course? This course is for people who don't know Dynamo. So you can happily join. Okay. Any other questions? So this is a training content we are going to cover, and I will be sharing this content on the WhatsApp group. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this workshop. I mean the webinar. Anyone have any questions?
Yes, sir. I have one doubt. I am not using Revit software. I'm using only Civil 30 only. It is helpful for Civil 30 software.
Yes, actually, in your case, Dynamo is not only for the Revit. Dynamo is not only for the Revit. Dynamo is for Civil 3D and some other applications. All the Autodesk program applications, the Dynamo is common. The Dynamo is common. Okay, so you will be applying the same strategies in Civil 3D Dynamo. Simple. Clear?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Anyone? Any other questions? Anyone?
Hi, Mr. Rajesh.
Hi, Madison.
This is Mudassir here. I missed some part of your webinar. I have a question. Like you're telling around 25K for the full course. So it does it includes the Revit Dynamo, Python, and Revit API and CL programming?
No, they are different levels actually. So it will be covered the Dynamo. Let me write. Dynamo.
Only the okay.
Dynamo geometry, design scripting, and ChatGPT integration. So these 4 are going to be covered in the level 1. These are going to be
So
covered in level
level
1. In level 2, the Python, Revit API with Python. In level 3, it's C#, Revit API with C#. So it means like add-in creation. Got it?
okay. So
That's 3
got
different
it.
levels.
Thank you. Okay. So the 1 month course for the Dynamo, including ChatGPT scripting, ChatGPT prompting or design scripting, Dynamo geometry and Dynamo parameters or whatever. it by using the Dynamo itself.
Exactly.
Am I right?
Exactly.
Correct.
So
Okay, great. Then the next step is level 2 is the Python and the Revit API.
correct. Exactly.
How much duration for that course, that level 2?
All are like 30 days training program. So this is a 30 days training program. There's a 30 days and there's a 30 days. So you can't
Okay.
reach up to this extent for in the initial stage. So 30 days. After 30 days, you'll take a break for 15, 30 days again, and then you'll be coming and learn this Python. Yeah.
Great.
So this is a
Okay.
level one.
So how
This is a
many
level.
duration for this class? 2 hours?
Every day it's 2 hours and a weekly 5 days.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Yeah. So any other questions,
Great.
anyone?
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hi, Rajesh.
Yeah. Hi, Jayesh. Tell me.
Yeah, Rajesh, thanks for this very interesting session.
Thank you. Tell me, Jayesh, any questions?
I am audible?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. Rajesh, thanks for this
Oh, okay.
very
Yes, sir.
interesting
Oh,
session.
thank you. Thank you. So I didn't fail you both.
Can you tell us the fees for the course?
It's 25,000. It's a 25K, and you can pay in 2 installments. Okay. So what is the app you are using now? This is Xmind actually. Okay, this is Xmind. Then how much is the total fees, overall fees together? We have a combo. Actually, level 1 it's 25,000, and level 2 it is 35,000. But if you go with the combo, you are going to get it for 45K. And we are not going to avail this combo in next coming batches. I mean, I'm not sure even for this batch too. But yes, for now, I think we will have a combo. Okay. So level 3, you can't reach now because, first you have a minimum amount of experience on Dynamo. Why I told you to take a 1 month break between level 1 and level 2, you will see the real challenges after the level 1 training. So you will coming to know what you can do with the Dynamo and what you cannot do with the Dynamo. So in that case, once we introduce the Python and everything, then you will get relaxed. If you don't have a practice on the Dynamo and you sit instantly, you finish the level 1 training, doesn't make sense. Okay. So take a break. You will be taking a break for 30 days, 45 days or something. And then you will continue with the level 2 training. Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yeah,
Great.
thanks.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. No other questions? No other questions? Good. Fine then. So see you tomorrow. If anyone interested, then let me know. Text me on my WhatsApp, and this is my WhatsApp number. Okay, you can text me anytime to join because we have very few seats left. You can enjoy it. Okay, clear? See you everyone. Bye bye. Good night.